Karen, can you hear us?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get this show on the road. Welcome to Super Saturday. It is 10 o'clock straight up, and we're going to get started. So today, you guys, our agreement to you, first of all, thank you all for being here, taking time out of your Saturday. Can we cut the music? Whoever's got that going on. Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Adam.
Adam, appreciate you. Good news about Adam. So, you guys welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here, taking time out of your Saturday, out of your weekend to make your life better. So today, that's what we're all about. We're all about making our lives better, and it's what's cool about the way God set this whole thing up was that if I want to make my life better, I need to make other people's lives better. Have you guys noticed that? Have you guys noticed that in life? Like, if you help enough other people get what they want, you start to get what you want. So that's the deal here, guys. And we're going to get going. So our agreement to you today is to have you out of here on time. We've got a lot of jam-packed value in a small period of time, so we're going to just keep things moving. You guys okay with that? Yeah. Right on. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speakers of the day. And these two are rock stars. And they're going to be sharing with you the reason we're all gathered here today. And that's longevity. We're here, you guys, to learn a little bit about the plan and what this can do for our physical health, our mental health, emotional health, our time health, and ultimately our financial health too. So I want to introduce two speakers that are very incredible. First, Marianne Niehaus. You guys all probably have met and know Marianne. What an incredible woman she is. She is a brilliant woman. And I'll tell you, you guys, I didn't know her age. But when I first, okay, yeah. So when I first met Marianne, and this is like dangerous ground with a woman, right? But when I first met Marianne, I thought she was in her late 40s, maybe early 50s. And Marianne, how old are you?
Now you have to ask.
No. She's like, okay, she looks 20 years younger than she is. So Marianne, obviously she's a product of the product. She's just an incredible behind-the-scenes woman that's leading an incredible organization. And then we also have Mr. Chris Ebersberg. And Chris, you guys, this is crazy. So when I first met Chris, the first time I heard him speak, it was like a breath of fresh air. Have you guys, raise your hand if you heard Chris Ebersberg speak. Okay, raise your hand if you haven't heard him speak. Okay, right on. Yeah. Chris hasn't heard Chris speak. It was literally like a breath of fresh air. It was so cool to see someone so genuine with the kind of resume this guy's got. He's been all over the world, lived in other countries, and he's built organizations, from the ground up. What an incredible resume this guy has. So you guys, it's our opportunity and our blessing to hear from Chris and Marianne. You guys please come up here.
So this is really exciting. A few weeks ago, Chris and I got to do a plan together, and we had a lot of fun. And I'm hoping you guys will have the same experience. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to give this plan that you've been seeing the ambassadors doing, but we're going to do it in 18 minutes and 50 seconds. 17 minutes and 46 seconds. Okay, Chris, you take the first one.
I get to take the first slide. So the reason we're doing this fast is in order to show just kind of the flow. If you're brand new to the opportunity and this is your first go around, we do have a longer version of this. And I'd also like to start by saying we have this amazing documentary called The Audacity of Health. If you haven't seen it, you need to get it. It'll make a whole lot of sense when you get done with these 18 minutes of ours. So we're assuming that you're interested in getting involved with a business. We're assuming that you want a side hustle, being in the gig economy or a plan B. So entrepreneurship's on the rise. Yeah, we can go ahead and click through them. And when you're looking for an opportunity, these are the 5 criteria, and we're going to blast through them. You can read them on the screen, but you got to have a stellar company. Products have to be off the charts, whether it's services or products. They have to be impeccable. You have to have money, a pay plan that's impeccable. Additionally, you need to have the service and support training so that you're not guessing your way to the top. And lastly, you got to be in a position for timing and leverage. All that supports that. Next slide. So for us, the company is Longevity, 22-year company, year-old company, publicly traded. For me, it's a gem of a company. I searched, I don't know how many dozens of companies to land here after 10 years in the corporate scenario. And this company has representation in 17 different countries. We've absorbed 17 companies. We are a company of companies and just absolutely stellar with our corporate leadership. On the next one here. And by the way, that last picture was our corporate headquarters, which we own the entire building. We're a family-owned and operated building for our company for the last 22 years, with Steve and Michelle Wallach at the head, running our companies as CEO and COO. I was out in California a week ago and sat down in the boardroom with these guys, and I saw Michelle Wallach in action for the first time. What an amazing person. Talk about knowing products, knowing what we're doing, having just one little ingredient comes up in a conversation. Oh, well, this does this because of that. But, we've considered these other options. And just the complete knowledge, it really was assuring to me to know that not only Steve knows how to run a publicly traded company, along with Dave, our president, who helped us go public, but the acumen, the understanding, and the concern for making this work, not for them, and not as much as for the shareholders, but for each of us who have to go out in the field every day. And that's what you need, a company that's solid. And I believe the company is impeccable as far as the leadership and how they've delivered. And on the compensation side, real fast, never missed a paycheck in 22 years, never missed a shipment in 22 years. And if they have, they got it right back out as fast as they can. Transparent. We have a leadership call every week. CEO said, hey, we're going to be back ordered in this. We have an ingredient issue here. Things happen, but they communicate. There's no spinning of what's up. It's just real business and people communicating with people, and that's what I really love about it. We're publicly owned and operated. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. An amazing growth story with that for the last year and a half. The other thing that's really important about that is the transparency. You can completely see where we've been. There's no fudging if we have debt. There's no fudging if we have money. There's no fudging if we're doing revenues. And a lot of network marketing companies tell you they're great, debt-free, and then within months they're upside down and closed. That's why only 1 out of about 190 make it past 36 months in the direct selling network marketing industry. It's very volatile. We're a company that saves companies, and that's a whole different topic and something that caused me to really fall deeply in love with the philosophy and the mission of being a company of companies. Next slide, and I'll turn it over to Marianne talking about Dr. Wallach.
All right, we've got Dr. Wallach here. How many of you guys have met him in person? He is like the unsung hero, but he has done amazing things for all of us, right? And we touch everybody every day with something that Dr. Wallach, has offered to us. And so, his, his performance and, his life has been committed to the health, right, of the world, really. And so you can see, this guy's world famous. He's written books. He has a book in the Smithsonian Institute. And when people talk to me about their doctor, I'm like, all right, but has your doctor done all of these things? Because the research and the knowledge that Dr. Wallach has is unprecedented as far as I'm concerned out there. All right, next slide. So what Dr. Wallach found in all of his research, there's 90 essential nutrients that we need every single day for optimal health. How many of you want optimal health? Think about it. Person next to you, and probably not in this room, but in many rooms, are suffering from disease, arthritis. And these are things that we can help support in the symptoms. And so these 90 essential nutrients, that's right, keep going. What I like to say about this is I like to say that, our tangy tangerine is kind of from head to toe, right? That helps your entire body. And then the calcium, magnesium, our ossia, that's for your hard tissue. And then we have the omegas, the EFA pluses, and that's for your soft tissue, your brain, your heart, your lungs. And so, there's no part of your body that you want to break down. Am I right? Because one breakdown in one area just causes pain and suffering, and that's not what we're about. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the business. And those of you who are here, you might be in the business or you might be a guest around learning about the business. And that's what we want to do with you today. And so with that, this is the pay plan. How many of you like the pay plan? I love the pay plan. It's interesting because when I first came here, I just wanted an extra $200 a month. That's all I needed, right? To buy healthy food for my family. And then I was like, well, what I really need is a new car. Well, that was going to take a little more than $200 a month. So I got the car bonus. And then I was like, well, shoot, I'd really like to take my family on some great vacations. I don't know if you've seen my Facebook, but I go on a few vacations. And so there's so many things that you can do here, but it's up to you, right? It's up to you. It's your choice. You decide what you want to do with longevity. You want to get better health? Great. We're supporting you on that. You want to do more than that? Great. We're supporting you on that. So we'll go back to the 40-year plan. So what most of us, as Joel said, I'm a little younger than I look, or a little older than I look, maybe, but what have you. But it's interesting when people talk to me because they talk to me as though I'm 45, 50 years old, and I'm 62, about to be 63, and just became a grandmother, and it's been delightful. But you know what? I was in that 40-year plan. And I worked for a company for 13 years in the corporate world, and they just sucked it out of me and then threw me to the curb. And so what you see here is most people at this, at the age of 65, and people are having to work longer, are broke. So 62% are broke. And so how many people, you run into people that are broke, and we have a solution for that. So when I talked about getting a car bonus, we have multiple streams of income. I love this because every now, I just open up my little back office and something's popped in there and I'm all excited. I don't know what it's for, but it's one of these bonuses, right? It's a coding bonus or a residual or fast start or whatever. And what this picture represents here is Miss Denise Chenault, who's one of our currently one of our ambassadors here at Longevity. At one point, she watched her car go down the street on the back of the repo man's truck. And so what I want you to get out of this is really what the possibilities are here, okay? What the possibilities are about that I was able to buy a new car. Because at one point, I wouldn't have been able to do that, okay? So we say, don't just survive. So many people we need are surviving, but let's just thrive. And so in this business, we talk about a pay plan, and I'm just going to talk about these first 5, and then I'm going to pass this over to Chris. But, finding people who are like us, right? Finding people who are like you, finding people who want to do something more, who want to be better, who want to have great health, or who want to share a message with people around them. And so you're finding your 5 people, and then that's how you're going to work into this CEO program, and I'm going to send this over to Chris.
Thanks, Marianne. Go ahead on to the next slide. So one of the beautiful things about what the company has done is on top of our standard compensation plan, which I'll briefly talk about in a moment, they've created a bonus plan for those that really want to engage in business building, those that want to double down and actually invest the least amount of time, the least amount of effort for the most amount of compensation in the plan. It really is the easiest way to go. And to honor that, it's really based on a single product. It's the CEO Mega Pack that you saw on the previous slide. And in that, the value is off the charts. There's literally retail value well over $750, almost $800 worth of products. The signups included and all that. Plus, they've assigned over $380 to compensation out of that $499. Of that, 190 is coded and 100% is paid out. Anytime that you enroll a CEO, you'll be getting a bonus on that. If you personally enroll them, there's a $100 direct sales credit. So you can earn up to $290 as you climb the ladder of success with us and advance through the different ranks and achievements. We're not going to get into that today. There's plenty of support materials as we cross that bridge for you to get confused for a lifetime, because there's 8 different ways to get paid. And it's hard to determine which one you're getting paid at, but it's all spelled out in your printout. It's really wonderful. So on to the next page. Residual income, though, is what it's all about. Anybody can go out in a job. I can, get a job selling almost anything and make money as I sign a contract in somebody's living room, and that's direct sales. But again, there's only so much time I have in a day to actually make that exchange, and I can't really duplicate myself yet. We don't have full-blown cloning, and unless I go into management and start leveraging myself. Here, what we can do is the concept of networking is a lot of people doing a little bit. And each company defines a little bit to their own compensation plan. And by us to qualify as a distributor can start as low as $50 in sales a month and work on up to through the different ranks. And of course, when you're in leadership, you want to do more because you'll have attracted a lot more customers. But as you start developing customers on your first generation, and those people get excited about the products and help us promote, they begin referring us. There are brand champions and excited distributors that come on board. They'll service 4 or 5 clients each. So if you have 5 people servicing 5 customers each, on your second generation, you have 25 customers that are feeding your commission structure. You're going to get paid a little bit on every bit of activity in your organization. And if that duplicated to the third generation of representatives and customers, you'd have 125 on your third level. All added up, it's a little over 150 people, all doing a few $100 of orders, $50 of orders, and you would be bonused on our compensation plan $1,600 a month for that activity. Now, I don't know how long it'll take you to develop that. It's no claim on income, but as you develop over time, one of the things that, again, attracted to me this company was the high level of stickiness of customers to the products. The love of the products by the customers is off the charts. It's one of the reasons I think the company's kind of leveled out at about 170 million a year, is there's just so much attraction to helping people with their health, and you get kind of sidetracked by fixing everything, and the real opportunity to expand is to share others to want to get your business built. So as you develop with your car bonus, you can earn within the first 60, 90 days an easy $2,000 a month if you're focused and follow the plan. So next slide. Simply stated, when you succeed, we succeed. It's like Farmer Glenn just walked in. It's like farming there. It's like farming. You don't just walk out to the land and say, "I'd like me some corn." You have to plant it. You have to nurture it. You have to water it. You have to give it the right nutrients, as we're learning here. And if the field succeeds, then I can have a harvest from that. So my job is to ensure that everyone succeeds so that we can bear fruit and as a group, collectively have a beautiful longevity harvest, and this is how it works. Now, we don't just ask you to come in and go, "Woohoo, I'm all excited, let's do this." This is a big company, it has a lot of opportunity with it, and it takes time to learn it. So we have tons of training. We have a university on the backside with every single type of training, from the compensation plan to the products of interest. But let me give you a recommendation. Keep it as simple as possible up front. There's a lot of things to be complicated about. And when you have the experience of like Joel and Nikki and Marianne and James, there's a lot of complexity. Down the road, when you have a huge organization, but up front, you're your own organization. Learn our products, understand the dynamics of just sharing the simple value proposition, drive people to these presentations, and you succeed. We'll teach you what to say, how to say it, but it's heartfelt. It's your story. What compelled you to come here? Share that. Like Marianne said, people like us listen to stories like this. People like you have friends that listen to stories that you like to listen to. Try to be you and just tell a nice, simple, humble story about how you came to understand all this wonderfulness with the company. Next slide. So we didn't get here alone. Somebody had to get the machetes out and chop through the jungle of opportunity to make this path what it is. And these are the people that did that. We have right now 5, what I would say, corporate flagship distributors that are core ambassadors, from Tom and Denise here in Colorado, Corey, the Golds in San Diego, Cheryl Morley in Virginia, the Fardulises, many of which of you guys are here in their organization, in Windsor, and then the Ariasas in California. These people represent all the blood, sweat, and tears it took for us to have a superhighway. They toiled much longer to get to where they're at, and these are $1 million a year earners, but they paved us a superhighway. The thing is everybody's still kind of pedaling along in their mopeds, and it's time to jump into the car and turn up the heat, because there is a ton of opportunity at hand. Why don't you talk a little bit about timing?
All right, I'm going to talk about timing
2 minutes
because
and 14 seconds.
thank you very much. One of the things that I want you to just notice on these charts here is network marketing is a $167 billion industry. So many times people are like, "Oh, that's a scam. That's not real stuff." But guess what? It really is real. Maybe movie stuff isn't real, but network marketing is real. All right, next slide. And so is the timing right? I was looking for something. I didn't know I was looking for network marketing. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I knew it when it showed up. And so what showed up for me was that I decided that good wasn't good enough. I wanted to be doing more. I wanted to be doing more for my family. I wanted to be doing more for myself and the people around me. You know, Denise had a great line, with the poor, you can't help the poor. All right, so invest in the CEO pack today. If you're a guest, you're just learning the business, this is a great opportunity right now. And then let's create the life you want together. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with my peeps here, is I'm creating the life I want and helping them create the life they want. And as you can see here, these are the ambassadors, and they have created a wonderful life, and that's what they're out doing. That's why they're not here today. They're, you know, celebrating birthday parties or working on events or doing whatever it is that they ambassadors do, right? And experiencing an extraordinary life. So with that, I think that's our last slide. I want to thank you guys and appreciate it very much. And I'm going to get Joel back up here. He's our Mr. You guys love Joel being the MC.